Okay, we're going to try the parallel parking, this time with the car facing towards you. Okay, so we start at this point. Select gear number 1, get the biting point, and begin observations. Left blind spot, left mirror, head, back, right mirror, blind spot to right, put your right signal, final check to right if it's looking clear, and then you begin to move off. Now, when you come to position the car, we need to maintain a gap of roughly 1 meter from this car, which is going to be roughly about here. Okay, so to get the position correct, we tend to see the front tire, the one on the right of the car in front, tends to come roughly in the middle of the windscreen, which is that one there. So we'll continue coming forward nice and slow until, to get to the stopping point, we need to go almost past that car. So for the stopping point, we tend to see roughly the middle section of the back of that car. If there's a number plate, you would be able to see it. The logo as well, you can see the logo. It tends to come roughly in the right corner of the back window. That becomes our stopping point around there. So once you've stopped, we prepare to start reversing. Begin by selecting reverse gear, get the biting point, and begin observations. Left blind spot, left mirror, head, back, right mirror, blind spot to right, looking for any cars or pedestrians coming close towards you. Any cars coming roughly within about 6 cars length, we need to stop and wait for them. Any pedestrians, at the moment, they are still a bit too fast, so we don't need to be stopping for pedestrians yet. But when we start turning towards the pavement, any pedestrians coming roughly within about 2 cars length, we need to stop and wait for them. If it's looking clear, then we begin to reverse, keeping it slow. As you continue the observations, keep checking, keep looking around. The blind spot checks left and right, keeping it straight. As you continue coming back nice and slow until we get to the turning point, which should be about So for the first turning point, we tend to see the side mirror of the car, of the other car, tends to come roughly in the corner, the left corner of the front window. So that's the position of the first turning point. At the first turning point, we're going to turn left, half a turn. So again, we shall begin with checking the blind spots pretty much all round. Left blind spot, left mirror, head, back, right mirror, blind spot to right, making sure there's nothing coming. Because at this point, once you start turning left, the front of the car tends to swing out into the middle of the road. So we need to make sure that there's nothing coming at this point before you start turning. So at this point, we're going to do half a turn left, that's half a turn. And then we'll continue coming back nice and slow. As you continue, checking the blind spots, checking the mirrors, making sure there's nothing coming. Keeping nice and slow. Keep looking around. Now you're waiting for the second turning point, which should be so at the second turning point, we tend to see the headlight of the car in front, the one on the right side, tends to come roughly above the corner, left corner of the windscreen. So at the second turning point, we're going to be turning quickly into a full right lock, moving very slow, but turning fairly quick. Okay. So again, before we start turning, we begin with observations pretty much all round. Left blind spot, left mirror, head, back, right mirror, blind spot to right, make sure there's nothing coming. And if it's clear, then we proceed to turn right, which should be so once you've gone full right lock, then at this point, you're going to look in the small mirror, and then you should be able to see a small triangle, which is being formed between the car and the pavement. And then you should be able to see the back tire as well in the small mirror. So you keep coming. So the triangle, if the triangle is gone, that means you're pretty much by this point getting too close to the pavement. So you should have some sort of view of the triangle at all times. And then just keep coming back nice and slow until the car is straight. We've gone full lock. Just keep looking around, checking the position mainly, but also stopping to have a look for any cars coming from behind. So we'll continue coming back, checking mainly in the small mirror, checking for the position of the car, make sure it doesn't end up too close, but also stopping for a bit to have a look at the back, make sure there are no cars coming, and waiting for the car to become straight. Keep it nice and slow as you continue checking. Now the car would be straight when, so to make sure the car is straight, when you look in the mirror, the car would have to be parallel to the pavement. That's how you tell the car is straight. Otherwise, if the gap is a bit wider, you would have to continue reversing back, turning a bit left to get the car in a bit closer, get the car straight by turning right and make the wheel straight. If, on the other hand, the gap was a bit too close, you would move forward, turning a bit right, and then left to get the car straight and right to make the wheel straight, and then try to reverse back. And the stopping position, you need to be able to see the front of the front tire and a bit of the road. So that should be the position of the car if it's aligned with the pavement.